Ah, special button got me all messed up. I like it. I can see why Matt likes the power up here. All right. I'm going to call to order the Town of Lunenburg Audit Committee for June 22nd to 12, whatever time it is, 12:01. First, I'd like to acknowledge that we are on Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And I guess at this point, we'll look for someone to improve the agenda here. Anyone? All right. All right. Was it firsted by Stephen? All right. And then seconded by the deputy mayor. Minutes. Moved and seconded.
Sorry.
What's that?
We actually need to vote on the agenda.
No, yeah, we didn't do that, did we? That's right. Yeah. All right. Should we vote on the agenda? Let's do that. All in favor of going on the agenda? All right. There you go. Yeah, this is how frequently I get to hold this meeting. All right. It's the second time we've done this, third time. Yeah. All right. Going forward, the minutes, same idea. Any issues with the minutes? Anyone move to approve the minutes from our previous meeting? All right. The mayor, deputy mayor seconds. All in favor? Great. Public participation, we have none. No correspondence, no business arising from minutes, no notices of motion. So new business. We're here to hear about the municipal audit process from Belleville Vino. Who's going to speak on that today? All right, well, give it to Luke. Turn the mic over to Luke and hear the presentation.
I think I got to go on there. Okay, thank you everyone for having us today. We'll just introduce everyone. So we've got Michael Belleville, he's one of our partners. Paul Belleville, another of our partners, and Austin in the back. He's one of our new CPA students, and myself, Luke Richardson. We'll all be involved in the audit in various capacities this year. So just starting off, the audit fee, which has been set at $20,000 for the year. Our field work will commence August 15th that week. And usually it takes between 6 to 8 days, followed by our work in the office. So we're there between, a week or a week and a bit. Just go through sort of what's expected of you guys and what's expected of us. So as an audit committee, you're required to meet at least twice in each fiscal year. They recommend more than that, ideally quarterly. And the sort of things you guys are responsible for would be discussing and communicating the responsibilities of the auditors and the audit committee, appointment of the municipal auditors, reviewing financial information of the town, reviewing the financial statements and the auditor's work, so what we do and what we provide, reviewing the management and internal control letters that is provided annually by us, as well as management's response to those letters, and reviewing the adequacy and effectiveness of internal controls of the town, just making sure everything's in working order and being done properly, and then communicating any areas of focus to us that you would maybe like to see us focus on throughout our audit process, something that's come up in your discussions. And then for our responsibilities, so we're responsible for providing an opinion on the consolidated financial statements of the town. We do that through assessing risks of misstatements in various areas of the town. Practically, it's broken down into divisions. So you have operating, electric, water, and cemetery. So we would set what's called materiality, which is basically the amount in dollars that a user of the financial statement, if something were different by this amount, that it would, whether it would affect their decisions or not. So we look at that as an overall basis because we are providing an opinion on the consolidated statements. But practically, since things are run in divisions, we would look at, this is what the amount we would be determined for operating. This is the amount we determine for electric, water, cemetery. And then if there are any specific areas within the financial statements that either you guys or we determine that maybe there's higher risk here, or something you guys want us to look into, maybe we'll assign a specific materiality to that and to develop procedures and tests to accommodate that. Finally, so from our internal control letter in 2021, the only thing that was brought up was sort of the approval processes, where everything was remote and the work from home. So that was the only thing we mentioned in that letter. It was just some of the approvals were being sent to the CAO, and it just said, please approve attached. So within that, it's hard to determine, what is attached, just to make sure those approvals are properly in place. So our recommendation based on that was to sort of specifically identify what was being approved, whether it was through amounts, purchase order numbers, invoice numbers, something to that effect. And management's response to this was that they had already picked it up. So before we had gotten there for our audit process, Lisa and Kathleen and the team had identified this and started implementing in subject lines, sort of specific identifiers for that. So it's something we'll look at again this year. And again, there's been a shift back to in person. So I think everything's mostly being approved through hard copy signatures now. So we don't expect it to be an issue, but it's just something we identified last year and just to take special note of again this year. And then again, through our procedures this year, if anything comes up, we will communicate that to management and to you guys. I think those are my big pieces. Has there been any discussion on your end and anything that you guys would like us to focus on through our audit?
At that point, I'll open the floor. Any concerns?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for that presentation. Seems like we've covered everything in new business. Unless anyone else has something they would like to address or ask of our accountants here. Okay. Our next meeting date is scheduled for September 28th at noon. And I think at that point, we're adjourned.